let's talk about the historic day that took place yesterday for the NBA and all the different games around the league and the impressive stat lines. I'm not going to break down every single game to the last minute detail, or else this video would take so long to film and it'd be pretty boring. I'm just going to go over individual performances. Like Victor Wembanyama had 50 points. He had 50 points in 26 minutes. He comes back in the game. He plays a total of 32 minutes. 50 points in 32 minutes, 8 for 16 from 3. Are you serious? 3 blocks? That's absolutely ridiculous. He's 7'4", pulling up from the logo in transition. That is the craziest thing I think I've ever watched as a basketball fan. It was a good game too. It was 9-point game. I mean, every time Wemby was on the court, the Spurs were obviously pulling ahead. But my main problem with the Spurs is they don't give Wemby the minutes I think he needs. That game, Wemby should have played 40 minutes. No doubt in my mind. He played barely any minutes in the first 3 quarters and still was balling out, man. It was crazy. It was crazy to watch. On the other side of things, Jordan Poole had 42 points on, I'm not looking at the stats right now. I'm pretty sure it was like 70% from the field. That's nuts. Jordan Poole, only 1, maybe 2 turnovers. I'm not looking at the stats. Only 1 or 2 turnovers for a guy that is known for turning the ball over. That is crazy to me. I'm going to move on to the second biggest game, or the biggest performance, I should say. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 22 points out of 24 points in the first quarter, ends with 59, 14, and 7 with 2 steals and 3 blocks. I'm pretty sure that was his full stat line. It did go to overtime, but 60 points is still ridiculous. Ridiculous. He's been so good for so long. Brook Lopez had like 30. The Bucks, I mean, Dame was out, so I'm going to give him some grace for that. The Bucks need a little bit more depth. Again, they have not looked good. It should not have went to overtime with the Pistons. Without Jaden Ivey, who I love, and on the other side of the Pistons, Cade had a phenomenal game too. He had like 35 points, 7 rebounds, I think, and 11 assists. So, I mean, Cade's been playing out of his mind too. I love Cade. If you watch my first TikTok I uploaded, I had him in my breakout players, which, I mean, it's not a ridiculous take, but come on, or my most improved player too. I love Cade. I think Cade's a stellar player, but he needs a little bit more help on the Pistons too. So these are 2 teams that are both struggling pretty bad. But a 60-point game and a 50-point game in the same day is pretty historic. Pretty damn historic. I don't know if I've ever seen this. The last time something like this has happened that I've noticed was last year. I think it was January 26th. I remember because that was the day Kobe Bryant passed away, and it was like the memorial thing. Luka Doncic dropped like 70. Devin Booker dropped something in the 60s. So it's crazy. And this to happen on a random Wednesday. Just a random Wednesday. Nothing's going on. And then you have some historic games across the league. Jared McCain, I'm going to talk about his game in 1 second. Looked really good. I don't really have much else to say about the Bucks versus the Pistons game. One last thing to that Bucks Pistons game. Pistons lost. I don't know if y'all were watching this. They lost, or they went to overtime because Ron Holland missed 2 clutch free throws. He's a rookie. I mean, that's a hard position to be put in. He's also shooting 90% from the line, or at least he was before this. I think now it's about 85% from the line because of these 2 big missed free throws. I feel bad for the guy. He's going to have a lot less confidence. He already struggled shooting the 3. But you should not have him taking the last shot. I think he's a good player. I think he's going to start succeeding in the league. He should not take the last shot. That should 100% be Cade. 100%, no doubt in my mind. Into the Cavs or 76ers game, a very, very close game between the now 13-0 Cavs and the struggling 76ers. Starting off on the Cavs side, Donovan Mitchell had 24-point, almost triple-double. Pretty efficient from the field. Darius Garland had 25. Very, very solid games from those 2 guys. Mobley and Allen struggled a little bit, I believe. I could be 100% wrong about that. I'm not looking at anything very much right now. But let's get to the other side where you guys might want to hear about more. Jared McCain. Oh my goodness. 34 points, 2 rebounds, 10 assists. Shot the lights out. He shot the lights out. It was very impressive. I love seeing that from Jared. I like it for Jared. I think he's a great guy. I think he's in the lead for Rookie of the Year now. I mean, last couple games, gosh, he goes like off the top of my head. I think it's like 18 points, 23 points, 27 points, 34 points last night. 30. That's ridiculous. He's on a tear right now. I hope he can keep it up. Right now, he's averaging like 14 points per game or something like that, which is like the most among rookies. I could be wrong about that again. Um, but yeah, he kept the Sixers in for the whole game, and he's the only reason why they were leading going into the fourth quarter. I believe they were leading going into the fourth quarter. I know they were leading for most of the game. But yeah, I mean, he's been very, very impressive. That's another historical stat line. Shot very, very efficient again. Let's move on. Let's go to the Grizzlies versus Lakers. I'm a big Laker fan. Happy we got the win last night. Let's talk about LeBron James. Oh my goodness, LeBron. You are too old to be dropping 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 14 assists. I don't really know what else to say about that. I mean, he has been doing this his whole career. But seeing I think he's 40 now, 39. Seeing someone that old dominate this much is crazy. If he keeps on this track, he'll play till he's like 50. It's like obviously not, but it's crazy. I mean, honestly, I don't even know at this point. Anthony Davis kind of struggled, but I mean, struggling for him is 21 points and like 14 rebounds with 3 blocks. So it's not the worst struggle ever. I liked how Cam Reddish is playing. I'm a big Cam Reddish fan. If you're new here, I love Cam Reddish. I just think the Lakers played really solid in general. One thing I was forgetting. Dalton Connect had a game, 19 points on 87.5% shooting. Love seeing what I saw from him. He only missed one shot. I'm happy he's confident taking those shots. Yeah, I mean, and on the other side of that game, the Grizzlies, they played good. I really like Scottie Pippen Jr. I'm really, really mad that the Lakers lost him. Because he looks solid, and the Lakers need him. I mean, we haven't started D'Lo in a while. We could have started Scottie Pippen at our one, or Scottie Pippen Jr. at our one. But I mean, just the way things unfolded. Jay Huff looked really good, which is kind of bad for Zach Edey because if you don't know who Jay Huff is, he's a center for the Grizzlies. He's been in the league for a little bit. He's a good shooter. He's been really efficient this season actually. And Edey has kind of been struggling. No, he hasn't. He has not been struggling the slightest. I take that whole claim back. He's been doing really, really good. Probably the most consistent rookie right now. He's averaging around 11 or 12 points right now. Yeah, I mean, that's the Grizzlies Lakers game. I mean, it's a good game. Moving on to the game between the Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets. On the Nets side, there wasn't really any impressive stat lines that like wowed me that much, but there sure as hell was one on the Celtics. They show that they're really deep with a bunch of their players scoring at least 20 points. Jason Tatum had a 36-point near triple-double. I think he was one rebound away at 36, 9, and 10. Crazy. I mean, it's honestly getting to a point. This might be a little bit of a hot take. It's getting to a point where Jason Tatum might be a little bit underrated because he's just so overrated. I think he's better than Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown had a good game, though. He had 24 points. Dirk White, mid-game. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Bucks score now, and the Celtics look unstoppable. I mean, granted, it is the Nets, and not a great team, but the Celtics look really good. I want to watch them in the Cavs play. That's going to be a very, very entertaining game. I'm going to talk about one last game. This game is the Knicks-Bulls game, where LaVine had 31 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists on 71% shooting. This is not very regular for LaVine because he doesn't really pass the ball very often. But he did this game, and he also shot very efficiently. Crazy game for Zach LaVine. And on the other side of things, Cat has been on a tear recently. He had 46 points and 10 boards. He's been phenomenal for them. Unfortunately, the Knicks did lose in a very bad manner. Josh Hart fouls Kobe White from three. Unfortunate. And then if y'all were watching, Jalen Brunson's game winner rims out. So if you're a Knicks fan, that sucks. If you're a Bulls fan, then you're a little bit happier. Yeah, that's gonna wrap up the video. I hope y'all enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe.